Alright, so B Sto left a comment on my video, which I'll just respond to. The last video I did responding to him, the antinatalism, the consent argument. So I'll just read it and go from there. He's saying, your failure is to mix conditional antinatalism and general antinatalism as you always do. We can always posit conditions to discourage procreation, but can we say that procreation is generally wrong by the consent argument? I'm kind of intentionally mixing the two because for me, they go together. Okay, the conditions here suck in general. Don't have kids. And you go on to say we can always posit conditions to discourage procreation. Yeah, there's a ton of them. But can we say that procreation is generally wrong by the consent argument? Well, if you can look at life and see that it's not really that great, that you're just staving off, pain and suffering and death most of your life, and there's a lot of boredom in between, yeah, I would say that it would be generally wrong to make someone else slog through that. And yeah, there's tons of ways that you can discourage procreation, but name me one where you should encourage it. Name one condition where it's acceptable. Okay, then you go on. 3 minutes in, you are suggesting that we should discard consent and overrule everyone's opinion. I think I need not say more. Okay, well, let's go to my video. I'm already on it. Let's go to 3 minutes. See what I have to say. Give me a second. Let's get it exactly at 3 minutes. There we go. And here we go. Okay, and the person who did like it, well, eventually they probably won't like it and will probably put in their 2 weeks and quit at some point. That kind of shit. Oh, is this the job example? I gotta go back. Someone have to go through it if they didn't like it. Hold up, let me go back. Give me a second.
Is to be preferred over antinatalism.
Okay, a little bit too. Did you not want to do it? God damn it! Forcing someone to work at a job somewhere and then asking them later, like a couple months down the road, is like, oh, so did you like that job I made you do, or did you not like it? Did you want to do it or did you not want to do it? It would be better off to not make someone have to go through it if they didn't like it. Okay, well, basically what I was saying here is, like, you don't know if somebody's going to like something, so why force them to do it? Why take the aggressive stance and, like in that example, make someone work at a job? That's what I'm saying. We should discard consent. No, I'm not saying that we should discard consent and overrule anyone's position. I was using an example. I maybe didn't understand that. I'll just kind of let that go. Just as a reminder, it goes on, just as a reminder, general antinatalism says I should never have come and I should never again come into being. You see how consent is radically denied in general antinatalism. So how can you avoid the verdict that general antinatalism fundamentally denies consent? Wait, what? General antinatalism doesn't necessarily say that. It says, don't, like, what difference does it make? I should never have come. Well, I'm here. I'm not saying I should never have been here. I am here. And, yeah, I would say don't do this again. I would agree with that last part. You see how consent is radically denied in general antinatalism. No, I don't see how it's radically denied. Consent isn't... I don't understand how the consent is radically denied if you're not denying someone anything. What, denying them life? They're going to be denied life once they're here anyways. They're not going to... Certainly most people don't live their own lives, so yeah, I mean... I'm not forcing someone to do something against their will. Like what you have to spend most of your time doing here. So I don't understand how it's being radically denied in general antinatalism. There's nobody out there saying, I really want to be here. I want to be on planet Earth. Please put me in, coach. That kind of shit. Nobody's saying that. The natalists have somewhat of a similar position, except they're taking the action and saying, well, they might like it here, so I'll just put them here anyway. So they're not even thinking that, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm not avoiding... How can you avoid the verdict? There's no verdict that fundamentally denies consent. I guess it denies consent in the ability that you don't make someone who has to say yes or no. That's about it. Because you can't say yes or no if you're not here. It's such a weird way of putting things. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then he goes on, but enjoy the clappings from your echo chamber. Which, Jeffrey Goines, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Jeffrey, but he pretty much summed it up for me. Natalists have a very big echo chamber. Echo chamber. Ugh, wish I could talk. It's like most of the planet. And that's the truth. I mean, there aren't too many antinatalists out there. There certainly aren't that many antinatalist YouTubers, and I'm not doing it for the claps and the pats on the back. Okay? If I'm saying some bullshit, like, people are going to call me out on it. I expect them to. Like, you're trying to. I mean, the reason why I'm responding to you mainly is the fact that you actually give some different arguments. For once. It's like, finally. Not the usual just go fucking kill yourself kind of shit. Or you're a depressed loser stuff. So it's refreshing to see, but I'm not at the same time, I'm not seeing how this rejects anything that antinatalism had to say, how it refutes anything. It doesn't. I mean, end of story, as far as I'm concerned. You're gonna have to come out with bigger guns than this. Like, your consent is violated here on a daily basis on Earth. Do I want to go to work tomorrow? No, but am I going to? Yes. Because I want to get money. It's a construct I really don't agree with necessarily because it's very lopsided towards a very small percentage of the population, but I'm still stuck with it. Among other things, do I always want to go to the bathroom? Do I always want to take a shower? Do I always want to brush my teeth every night? Do I always want to do this or that? No. My will is constantly being violated here, and I could probably say the same for you. Or anybody listening. Okay? So, by just saying no to the first step, by saying, no, I'm not going to start another life, you're basically not making someone to have to get their consent violated constantly. With that one no, just stop a lot of bullshit, okay? So, I don't know what else to say about that, but, I mean, we can go through some of the other comments here real quick. Just another YouTuber 3. I mean, cheap construction, please, B Sto. Debunk one premise of antinatalism. Thinks to himself, good God, I hope we don't have to argue suffering being bad feeling now. Oh no. Well, he couldn't argue it anyways. I mean, maybe this guy will find a way, but really, you're not going against antinatalism at all. I don't understand it. And the echo chamber thing, yeah, this ain't an echo chamber. I mean, I'm going out there and responding to videos of people who disagree with me and what I believe in and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think I'm looking for an echo chamber. I don't really give a shit about my sub count. I don't give a fuck about my likes. I don't give a fuck if people like or dislike the video, honestly. I mean, it's great if they do, but whatever if they don't. They can go somewhere else. YouTube is a big place. It's cool to get to meet other antinatalists through this, though, so... Yeah, I think I'll just make this short and leave it there. I guess thanks, B Sto. I mean, you're giving some interesting points, but I don't think you're making the points well, if you're... or something. Maybe there's a language barrier here, like in 3 minutes. I don't think you got the fact I was giving an example. So, yeah, there may just be some problems with the communication lines, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for listening. Have a good one.